Hello everyone! Welcome to another episode of Mentos Plays the Binding of Isaac. So I really need to go back through these videos and make sure that I know exactly what characters we've actually been through what with, because honestly I'm starting to get a little bit fuzzy on the details. But I scrolled through the secrets and I know for a fact that we have not unlocked the Forget-Me-Now yet, which means we haven't beaten Satan with Blue Baby. And so why not play as Blue Baby? Honestly, if you play him correctly, if you play him well, he can be one of the most overpowered characters in the game, despite his negative starting conditions of having no red hearts. So we are going to try to manipulate Blue Baby to our advantage. For those of you who don't know, there are some tricks that only work with Blue Baby, such as if you take a second deal with the devil while you are still in your invincibility animation from the first one. Since you have only spirit hearts, for whatever reason it causes it to allow you to take the second deal with the devil for free. So we will be looking to do some stuff like that if we get a couple of good deals with the devil to take. Ideal circumstance would be a good attack item alongside like the nail or something. Get both of those for the price of one. Although we've already taken a hit of damage. It's not a good start for a Blue Baby run when you're taking damage on the basement part 1. It's also not a good start when we are keyless on Basement X or Cellar XL, which means that so far we have not been able to access either of the item rooms we've already found. Obviously, if you've seen the last run, you know how much key difficulties can screw up a run. It's a little bit easier to beat Satan than it is to beat through the chest, but at the same time, I would prefer to get more items than a single deal with the devil and 2 item rooms and 1 shop worth. You know, we got kind of lucky getting some items in challenge rooms and stuff, but all things considered, there was no way we were going to win that run. It was fun, it was crazy, I'm shocked that I made it as far as I did, but literally the only things that we had going for us were the Pact, Blood of the Martyr, Little Steve, and piercing shots, which quite frankly aren't the most useful thing in the world on their own. At least unless you're doing high enough damage to where you're able to quickly destroy several enemies, or against certain enemies in particular. And of course, when we fought the Mask of Infamy, we didn't have our piercing shots yet, and he's the enemy that most would have helped us on out of anything. So really just looking for a key right now. If we find the boss rooms, I guess we can go fight them, but we could use a key, we could use some bombs, and we could use a couple of spirit hearts so we can take deals with the devil if we find them. So obviously that gold chest has absolutely zero value to me right now. It would be really nice if we just found a single key, single bomb, anything but pennies really. Would be nice. So let's see if we can pull that off maybe. Come on game, don't troll me 2 runs in a row. Thank you. That was actually very good timing. I was asking the game for assistance and the game said sure, here you go. I get the Game Kid. The poop is valuable, but I feel like the Game Kid is better for me. Mostly because I'm not a big fan of using the poop defensively. I know how to do it, I know that it works well when you do it, but it's just a matter of I don't really see it as helping enough to be worth the item slot. At least the Game Kid gives you some damage and everything, but that, you know, it does help. But the amount of times when it helps enough to make it worth carrying with you the whole run are very few. So yeah, we got a better spacebar item. I'm going to replace it right away. And in here we get quad shot. Okay, this first floor has been already probably better than the first like 5 floors of last run. So that's a plus. Now my only hope is that we can find some way to get at least 1 spirit heart more before we beat the bosses. Because, okay, now we need at least 1.5 more, which, okay, 2 more. Oh my god, what? I just took 1.5 hearts of damage against one of the easiest enemies in the game with quad shot. Oh, this run is not starting out well. It's not starting out well for us at all. So now we need to find at least 3 spirit hearts before we find a deal with the devil if we hope to have any chance of picking up items in there. Because obviously with a cost of 3 Spirit Hearts, you can't pick it up with anything less than that. So, due to me being absolutely horrible at Isaac apparently, which I did not think I would have to say, we're not in a good spot whatsoever. Quad Shot is a good item, but man, that hurt. We are going to go back down. There's that golden chest next to the shop that we can pop open. Maybe there's going to be something valuable in there. I'm really just flabbergasted. The last time that I took 2 hearts of damage on basement 1 or cellar 1/2 as Blue Baby, nonetheless in such a stupid way. I don't even remember when that was. So we're going to go fight our bosses. If we get a deal with the devil, it seems like we aren't going to be able to pick anything up. We might get lucky and pick up, a couple, a super bandage or something, or a squeezy that's going to give us a bonus spirit heart, but we shouldn't hold our breath for that. We should just assume that we aren't going to be able to purchase anything from the deal with the devil on this floor. And in here we find the Widow, who should be an easy boss, but hey, I said those little meat guys should be easy too, and look what happened to us there. It's the curse of hubris, man. It's the curse of hubris. Now, all things considered, we aren't in a position where this run is lost. The only reason that is so frustrating to me is because it means that a deal with the devil on this floor is unlikely. Honestly, I could care less about the 1 HP up. Honestly, I could care less about the actual fact that we took that damage, because we're still going to probably have a decent chance at this run, regardless. But now you see we have 3 Spirit Hearts. If we take anything, we're going to die. And I would love to take things. I would love to be like, boom, Mom's knife. Yes, I just did that on purpose. We're restarting. It wasn't the worst start to the run. We could have kept going, but that devil room was just too perfect, where we could have gotten 2 great items if I just hadn't taken 3 hits on one of the easiest rooms we could have asked for. And so I decided that it was better to just go ahead and restart the run and take our chances otherwise. It's not to say, like I said, we still had a good chance of beating that run. There was plenty of stuff to go. Quad Shot is a good item early on. It's just a matter of, it was such a great devil room that we couldn't take advantage of because of my own stupidity. And it kind of made me just want to give up that run for the sake of feeling like an idiot. So we get PhD first on this run, which is better than the game kit, I would say. By how much? Not a whole lot, really, but it is better. Because that does mean that we will have a better chance of getting good pills like Balls of Steel instead of worse ones. We already have a bomb, which is more bombs than we found on the entire 2-floor combo of last run. And we're going to... I'm always curious how far I could go without taking a death. But then I'm always just too lazy to actually care enough to try to do that. And what I mean by that is that, it's, let's pop this open. The Empress is actually a good card for us. It's kind of along the lines of not so much a I want to give up the run and move on, or I don't want to try hard enough to survive. It's more so just that I enjoy just the exploits that make you die and stuff like that. And, having a no-death run is actually something that kills my strategies of using, Guppy or using other similar things that are quite frustrating to play with. Oh god, we're going to get hit here. Nope, we're not. So we're not in a much better position than we were last run, let's be honest here. We are going to head down here. I gotta remember too, we're fighting Satan on this run, so we don't exactly need an overpowered run. You know, it always helps to have that kind of run for Satan, but sometimes it actually screws you over if you're overpowered fighting Satan. I don't know how many of you have run into it, where you're so powerful that you kill Satan in one hit, and then he just proceeds to freeze and shower the room in blood forever, and you can't finish the game. You have to just restart despite having beaten the boss. But, yeah, you know, Satan is a very pattern-based boss, a boss that if you are familiar with him, you're going to be able to take little to no damage on consistently. That's the difference between Sheol and the Cathedral, in my opinion, is that when you're going to fight Satan, a lot of it comes down to, do you know his patterns? Do you know how he attacks? Do you know how his projectiles fly? Do you know when he's going to fire his laser? Stuff like that. When you're fighting Isaac and Blue Baby, and why I like them less as bosses, is it more so comes down to, if you're not overpowered and doing a ton of damage to them, you're just coming down to pure luck of if the shots fire out too fast for you to dodge, or whatever the case may be. There's a lot more randomness and luck involved in it, and I actually don't like that, which is weird when this game is kind of based around the random factor and luck. But as we saw last run, you know, you don't really need a whole lot to go far in Isaac. You know, it might not be simple or even possible to beat the game coming from a standpoint of being underpowered, but you can get pretty far without having to really deal with things. You know, we had the Pact, and we had the Pact for most of the run, the Pact and Blood of the Martyr for the next segment, and then we added piercing shots, and that's all we had until the chest in terms of stat upgrades. And oh yeah, we did get Little Chat as well. Oh, I just took stupid damage on Larry. Larry, why do you always do damage to me? You're a jerk. I hate you. So we get an HP upgrade, but no deal with the devil. No keys to get into the item room. So I guess we head down to Caves 1 with pretty much a much worse situation than what we had last time. And of course it's Curse of the Labyrinth, which is not exactly my favorite thing. Although we did get a key, which makes it much better, because that's our biggest problem right now, is the fact that we weren't able to get to that last item room. All we have to our name is PhD and 1 HP upgrade, which is the equivalent of 1 Spirit Heart, alongside, of course, our little Steve. This Judgment card I would love to save and use in a deal with the Devil Room, so that's what we're going to try to do. Whether we get a deal with the Devil Room or not, who knows, but... Come on, come on. Spider, stay away from me. There we go, we got a second key. We can go to both item rooms when we find them now. Oh god, this room is bad. This is a very bad room for me. We're just going to keep goading this dude into shooting, and shooting at him. And hopefully that'll clear up the room just enough for us to move on and kill someone else. That guy's dead now. Oh, that was close. That was close. Got him though. Okay, so these guys are jerks when you don't have all that high of damage. But they also aren't too bad if you know how to time your shots and get in there when they aren't going to attack. And here we get the Rosary. That's a huge upgrade. It does make the shops a little bit less viable because the Bible's going to be appearing more often. So of course if I can pick that up for free, I'll love to. I would hate to spend money on it just to take it out of the rotation though. But those 3 extra Spirit Hearts are really valuable to Blue Baby. So let us head downwards now. We're still looking for our other item room as well as our boss rooms. Obviously my goal is to get to get a deal with the devil, pick up both items for the cost of 3 Spirit Hearts, and then use this Judgment card to spawn a beggar, get a 3rd devil item, and pretty much use 1 room to make me relatively overpowered. Now, whether there's any chance of it shaking out like that or not, I don't know, but we're going to try our best to make it. In here we get the Unicorn Horn and a Tinted Rock, which will hopefully have the Small Rock. Nope. Just 2 Spirit Hearts. It's not bad, though. Let's go ahead and grab both of these. We are going to take the Unicorn Horn for literally the exact same reason I took the Game Kit last round. In fact, for Blue Baby, the Unicorn Horn is a little bit better than the Game Kit, where it's kind of let's put it this way. The difference between the two comes down to, are you rolling on red hearts or are you rolling on spirit hearts? For Blue Baby, you can never have any red hearts. To take the unicorn horn is invariably better than, and is invariably no different than to take the Game Kid. Not necessarily better, but it's no different. They're going to do the same thing for you. But it is better in one sense, which is the fact that you are not going to have enemies running away from you. So in a room like this, instead of these guys all running, they're just standing still, letting me run into them and kill them. Obviously with the Game Kid, they run away. Now, if you're rolling on red hearts, then you have a different story because obviously the Game Kid, when you kill enemies, restores some health. So you're kind of in that position where you need to decide which of these is more valuable of the two for you. We're just going to try to shoot this guy onto the spikes. He died before we could. But you know, they both have their valid uses. But when you're playing as Blue Baby, you're rolling on almost all, if not all, Spirit Hearts. We're going to do this room the slow but surefire no damage way, which is to back out and come back in. And that gets rid of almost all the Eternal Flies. Well, the only ones that could have damaged us, at least, were gone. But yeah, so, you know, they both have their uses, but if you're rolling on Spirit Hearts, it's almost entirely better to not have the enemies run away from you. Not necessarily, they're both still valuable items in their own right, but of course it's greed, because why wouldn't it be greed? I guess this does make our decision about how to... Oh, come on. About how to utilize our money even easier than it was. I hate you, greed. I hate you, greed. You've done a heart of damage, and that makes me sad, because I have no damage ups of my own, or really any way to damage you more than I would as base Blue Baby, which is not all that great. I mean, we do have Little Steve, so I guess that is somewhat of a lie, but we now have more than enough money where we can almost guarantee that our beggar is going to pay out. I don't know why I haven't done this yet. Might as well get 3 bombs for the price of 2. And down we go, back through this room. Oh, I missed that one poop a little bit. That's unfortunate. There's our sacrifice room. And here we got a couple of double spiders. Die. Oh, come on! I didn't have enough damage to kill a double spider and it spawns before they reached me from the center of the room. That's a sign that things aren't going well for us. Let's be honest here. But you can beat the game with less. Let's put it that way. It's not necessarily fun to beat the game with less. It's not necessarily easy to beat the game with less. But it is very much possible. Taking stupid amounts of damage, which is really starting to frustrate me. I don't know if I'm just still in Delver's drop mode since I just recorded my second video on that before recording this episode, or what, but whatever the case is, this is not a good start to my Isaac play for the night. You can probably tell that I haven't played it without some kind of difference besides that run yesterday in a while. I think that's actually still wearing me down a bit, honestly. I knew that would hit me, and I shot it anyway, because I am the world's biggest idiot. Step right up, see the world's biggest idiot in action. Watch as he shoots a barrel of TNT so it explodes in his face, all the while knowing full well what it is going to do. Let's see here, we are going to... Oh, hopping spiders. These guys could be a pain, but these guys are just fire leapers. Nothing that we haven't dealt with since original Isaac. I still took damage. I am... No! Come on! Oh! I'm sorry that was probably loud, but... Jesus! You guys have seen me play Isaac before. You know I'm not this bad. The last run should prove that I'm not this bad. I don't know why I'm taking such absurd amounts of damage on the easiest rooms. We had 6.5 Spirit Hearts at one point this floor. More than that, I think. You know what, we're going to use our Unicorn Horn on Pestilence here, because I want him to be dead quick. And of course my bomb got knocked away from the rock, because why wouldn't it? Let's put that back there. Take more stupid damage, and it gives us a golden chest, something completely worthless to me. Oh my god, this run, these blue baby runs in general. I don't know, guys. I just don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I don't know why I'm playing so poorly. Let's pop it open. We get the rusted key. I don't even want that. I hate the trinkets that influence drops like that. This guy is going to be a royal pain. I really wish I still had my unicorn horn. I'm going to drop a couple of bombs. That did a very, very minimal amount of damage to him. Or her, I guess I should say, since it is the carrion queen, not the carrion king. But seriously, like, why am I doing so bad? It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy at this point. I've noticed I'm not playing that well on last run, and now I'm just expecting horrible things from myself and not playing up to par. So now we need a kind of different hope for our devil room if we get one, which who knows if we will or not. We're kind of going to be hoping this beggar pays out with the mark or the pact, which will give us enough spirit hearts to take any other deal with the devil. Oh, come on! I am this close to just quitting at this point. I don't usually rage. Oh my god. Not Labyrinth, I refuse. Yeah, Basement 1, that sounds good to me. Sounds perfect, let's do it. Wow. You're gonna have to give me a couple minutes, cause I am speechless. I have failed at 2 Isaac runs in the same video for probably the first time. For definitely the first time ever on video. For probably the 2 most earliest consecutive deaths I have had in Isaac since I was learning the game back in the vanilla version. Like, I have not died that much in a row, that early, in so long. Unicorn Horn, again, let's make it the same run. Oh, man. I am not playing well today. So, pretty much, I don't want this run to go on super long, to be honest with you. Obviously, this video is already 20 minutes, and I have failed twice. But what is important here is that I am going to play through at least the first couple of floors, see if we get any kind of good item combination that's going to allow me to make a quick run at things. And if we do, then I'll probably go on and beat the run. If we don't, then I'll probably just call it mid-run and just kind of end it. This has honestly burned me out a bit, but if we get a good item combination, or if we get, Epic Fetus, obviously, it's a whole different story. Radioactive Spider is an item that you don't see all that often that is actually quite nice to have. But we really need something that's going to make me feel confident that I won't be taking this video well over an hour from already having 20 minutes in before I even finish the first floor. So, we'll see what happens. I apologize that I am not really all that talkative right now, but I just don't even know what to say. That was horrible. That was a horrible display of Isaac play. That was a horrible display of video game play in general, let's be honest here. There's no reason I should have died to the Carrion Queen there. There's no reason I should have taken so much damage that Devil Room on the first run was out of reach. And I think that might have been part of it too, is just like knowing that we had a chance at a Devil Room that had Mom's Knife and Spirit of the Night in there, that we could have got him for 3 Spirit Hearts, was so awesome of a Devil Room. And then it just kind of all got thrown away because I had taken some stupid damage. And I think that just sapped me of my will to keep playing well. I still want to play well, but it's just not in me, I guess, maybe? I hope it's still in me. I'm going to try my best to make it work, but it's really disappointing. It is. I consider myself far better at this game than that. I consider myself far more knowledgeable than to take the kind of damage against the enemies I was taking damage against. And it's just, it was a bad display, and I apologize for that. Ace of Spades is an exception to my earlier mentioned dislike of things that cause stuff to spawn more, just because it can cause the Joker card to spawn more. And since you're unlikely to get deals with the devil several floors in a row, that can obviously be a big use to you. We're going to pop open this chest, see if we can find something good in there. We do get a tarot card, which is the Joker. So, we could just teleport there now to guarantee that we could take the items without taking damage that causes it to be impossible. But I think that's unwise. And my reason for that is, if we can get there and we get, say, the Pact, then we'll still be at 3 Spirit Hearts, and the next one that we find would be able to get us another deal with the devil item on the next floor, assuming we don't get a deal with... I'm assuming we get a deal with the devil on this floor. If we don't, we're going to use it here either way, but... So we get Cat of Nine Tails, which isn't that great of an item. And here we have the Pact and the Quarter. So let's make this work. We want to go Pact, and then while we're still blinking, the Quarter. You know what I forgot about that, glitch, guys? It's not the stun lock invincibility that you need to have to pick up both items at 3 hearts. It's something along the lines of Polaroid, Book of Shadows. The unicorn horn might have worked if we hadn't just used it in that room against the boss. So, I completely forgot that that was the case. I messed up big time. And I apologize for that, because that was really, really dumb for me to forget that. Oh, man. Anyway, thank you all for watching me fail in 3 spectacularly different ways over the course of this video. I'm so frustrated, I'm actually kind of laughing at myself and kind of cheered up now. Because that was just a hilarious failure when I had the unicorn horn and could have used it with the Joker to make that work right. But instead I forgot how that exploit worked and did it completely wrong in a way that screwed me over. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. As always, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you on the next video, which will hopefully be much more in line with what you should probably expect from me by this point than any of the 3 runs included in this video were, because these were depressing. They kind of make me want to go shoot my tears at myself. But, thank you guys for watching. See you next time. And feel free to make fun of me as much as you want in the comments, because quite frankly, I deserve it big time. Whee!